they come on up. Fiona Dourif and Devon Sawa, come on out! So Devon, I know that you were in the back and you might not have been able to see it, but when I said there was a surprise, and I said your name, this lady right here in the front about jumped right out of her chair. Yes, she was so excited that we got double the fun for this panel.
Big Night of the Twister fan, I'm sure.
Yeah.
All right, so you guys both grew up in the industry. You guys both were in a movie series that is a name similar to Charles. And why don't we talk about how that whole thing started? Fiona, we'll start with you. How did it start for you, for those in the audience that don't know, for you actually being involved in this wacky movie series?
So I was first involved in 2013. I was maybe 29, and I grew up kind of obviously involved adjacent to it. I remember the fact that my dad was Chucky was the coolest thing about me in high school. It was like, people thought I was a little cooler than I was. And I got a chance to audition, and I auditioned for a different part, and then was right for the lead, and it was very intimidating because it's such a part of my family legacy. And then got it, and was terrified every single day I shot. Yeah, and it's just been a roller coaster ever since. And here I am, 10 years, 11 years later. You know what I mean?
Killing it.
Killing it.
So
I have no limbs, but still killing.
So Devon, you got to be in the same series.
Yeah.
And you got to play a role that I think everybody in here would have found interesting, being the president.
Something like that.
Something like that.
Something like that. First of all, I've been a Lucky fan for quite that guy, that little guy, fan for quite a few years. And so when my agents called me and said we have this thing, it was a no-brainer. I absolutely had to be a part of it. I'm a huge fan. I remember going down to ABC Video as a kid, and we had movie cards that we could rent whatever we want. And I remember the box, the VHS tape box. And to be a part of it all these years later is I never in a million years thought it would happen, and here I am, and Fiona's been great, and everybody else on the show has been awesome, and so I'm having a blast with it.
Yeah.
So do you find Fiona, are you more of a fan of Fiona or a friend of Fiona?
I tell Dawn Mancy all the time how amazing she is.
Yeah, I don't. No, he's not a friend, just a fan. I haven't watched
just a fan.
Yeah, no, I'm just a fan. She waves at me.
So was this like a Make-A-Wish thing? You're like, Make-A-Wish, Devon,
Yeah.
come up here on the panel with me. That's okay. Make-A-Wish, come on, fan. Make your dreams come true.
I legitimately think the world of her. I think she's a fantastic actress. I was nervous to work with her the first time. No, really doing that one scene that we did, I had to do that scene, and doing it in front of you, I was nervous. And
Oh, you were so good. How many times have you exploded, Devon?
in that one take, like 15, 20 times. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's really fun.
We'll reverse this question. So when he was cast, were you like, oh crap, I'm a fan of him,
yes.
the heartthrob from Final Destination.
Exactly. No, I was born in 1981. I mean, Devon Sawa was like he was on everybody's wall. You know what I mean? Me and Dawn talked about it. We were like, what is
I didn't know any of this. I had no idea she knew who I was.
Of course. Also, the Eminem video, which is like silly, but like you were amazing and so hot.
Oh. That's the part that's the one you thought I was hot in. Yeah. All right. She's got a taste.
I got a taste. I promise. But yeah. So yeah, it's been really fun and a perfect fit. We're kind of lucky enough to be making this stuff with a lot of the same people over a long time, so it feels like you just win this weird lottery. Like you go up to these different locations and shoot this thing for a few months, and then people like it, and they like write you and they send you weird shit and bracelets and whatever, and it's just it feels like winning a lottery, and that people like it is so cool. And Chucky fans are the best. It's true.
Yeah, they really are.
They're just, it's like the cool outsiders, you know, and I feel like I've talked to so many of you, and it's people who like started watching Chucky at like 4, which is too young, you know what I mean? You guys don't find him scary ever, which you need to work on that. Yeah, I don't know, it's just, I feel like I get to be a part of a community, and I don't really know how I landed on it, but it's cool.
It's also great walking around on Halloween now for me, like, and just seeing all the Tiffany's and all the Chucky's,
I know.
like, walking around. It's like, oh my God, I'm a part of that. I get to be a part of this world. And the other great thing is Don Mancini doesn't have. A long time ago he threw out the rule book, and he just does what he wants, and he doesn't follow any sort of plan or guide. He does what he feels is cool, and it turns out so amazing.
Yeah.
And lucky for me, you know, I'm one of the rules is that no one really dies, and so here I am.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, so we have 2 people standing up here at the mic. If you guys have a question, you better get your butts up out of the seat, get in this line, because
There's more questions than that.
I know there's more questions than this.
Come on.
Make
Come on
one
now.
up.
All right, so first up, we're going to go to our celebrity question asker, Charlie. I know Charlie well. Charlie's got the first question. Charlie, one question. What is it? What you got?
Charlie, can I just point out that Charlie has an amazing shirt, and you can purchase them out there in the world of shirts to purchase. Anyways,
That's a horror film.
what's that?
Horror film?
It's
I don't know.
yes.
Okay. Sometimes horror movies scare me, man.
I was in it.
Oh, yes, no, I knew that.
Around the same time I did Stan.
Okay, moving on.
All right, Charlie, what you got?
I would like to start out with, I'm under your bed.
Thank you.
And my question is for Fiona. How was it growing up with Chucky?
With Chucky. He's just kind of a weird, cool guy. You know, he likes video games. It was just kind of like growing, he's the least Hollywood actor you've ever seen in your life. You would never know in our house that he was in Hollywood. It was cool. He won't do the laugh except on my birthday. My birthday's the day before Halloween, so never ask him. He'll just be like, no. Yeah. What else anecdote can I tell you? Boys liked me a little better, which was nice.
I would think boys would be a little more intimidated. Be like, don't mess with me. You know who my dad is.
Can I meet your dad?
You know who my dad is. Do not mess with me.
Can you do the laugh?
I know, yeah. I think that's what I got for you.
Thank you.
All right,
Yeah.
thanks a lot, Charlie. All right, next up, you can bend the mic down if you need to. All right, what's your name?
It's Gwen. My question for Fiona. What made you want to follow in your dad's footsteps?
Oh my God, fucking lunacy. Nobody do it. You know, as a kid, I really loved it. There's a thing about acting. It's a really scary life, I think, if you want any kind of, I hope everybody has a trust fund. If you don't, it's really scary because you never know when you're going to get paid again. But there's a thing about acting. It's really exhilarating when you actually get to do it. So it's like, it's just the best. As long as I never have to watch my own image back, which I avoid at all costs. It's a really fun art form. That's my answer. Do you want to be an actress? Do you take classes?
No, I want to start doing it though.
Start doing it. I took an improv class, which is how I knew I wanted to do it. Cool.
Yeah.
I hope to work with you sometime.
You don't watch yourself back?
Fuck no.
All right, my man. What's your name? You get one question. What's your question?
This is for Fiona. My name is Jamal. Big fan.
Thank you.
We just met actually.
Yeah.
That was
It's
awesome.
like, I think I know you.
The franchise has been around for a very long time. How does it feel to be a part of it and keeping it growing? And y'all are kicking ass in the 3rd season, I gotta say.
Thank you.
So yeah, definitely.
Yes. Oh yeah, I'm not allowed to promote nothing, by the way. But how does it feel, man? It feels like it feels like a lottery. I mean, I'm very good friends with the creator. I think everybody says something like that, like, oh, we just like love each other or whatever. This person's like one of my closest friends, and I get to make something with him, you know, sometimes as much as once a year, and it's just fucking lucky. It's just cool. I feel very lucky.
Awesome. Yeah. You're a great actress. We love you.
Lucky. Thank you.
Devon, my mother told me to tell you she loves you on Idle Hands.
Oh, thank you.
It's all the ladies who.
Idle
you
Hands
know.
is that movie with the T-shirt.
Oh no, I've seen it.
All right, how you doing? What's your name?
I'm Alex.
Alex, and what's your question?
So this one's for Devon. How did you feel or kind of like react to the idea that you were going to be a different character each season?
I didn't know the first season. I didn't know till the end, and I'm flattered. It feels it's very flattering that he wants to have me back. Usually people don't want me back, so
So I
Fiona probably pushed for it.
like-
We're bringing that guy back. No, I get to come back, and I got to do another season as a character. To play different characters is it's like a once in a lifetime opportunity. I'm having a ball with that.
How many characters have you played now on the series?
Few. This is 4-ish.
I think it would be
4-ish.
Oh, you know. You're awesome.
Yeah, we were kind of two dads in the first season.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's cool.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Good stuff. Thanks a lot for the question. All right, next up.
Hello, my name is Nico.
Nico.
My question's for Fiona. What would you say was more challenging, becoming the character Nika or following in Charles Lee Ray's
Oh my
footsteps?
God.
Flashback, which you looked incredible by the way.
She did a phenomenal job with that whole thing. It was scary how good it was.
Was it secondhand nature just to be your dad, or was it?
No, but I need like therapy for the rest of my life. I thought it was gonna be. I didn't even think about it. I mean, I've worked with them a little bit, but I was like, oh, it's not gonna be weird. And it takes 4.5 hours to become that. And I remember sitting in the trailer and then looking in the mirror 2.5 hours in, and like seeing my dad's image staring back at me, and it being deeply unsettling, actually. And I couldn't even articulate why. I did talk to a therapist about it. I was like, is it? And I have no idea. So nothing was illuminated. But it's weird to become a parent and then have sex and kill a woman. As your dad.
I think I can explain to you why this was an unsettling thing. This doesn't seem very difficult to explain the unsettling aspect
I was
of
like,
it.
do I feel like my identity's being replaced? But that's not quite it. It's like weirder. It's, genetically twisted or something. Anyway, I feel very grateful.
Did you go out? Did you go out into public? Or did I?
Yeah,
you
I did
went
do that.
somewhere.
Yeah, I wanted to see if I could pass and what it would feel like. And I went to a bar.
Yes.
And I tried to hit on the waitress. No. I think she just thought it was weird. But she was like, we were in Canada, and she was like, you're not from around here. And I was like, no.
Sorry, Dad, you don't have it still.
He was never quite a womanizer, but yeah, it's weird, man. Somebody dress up like their parent for Halloween and then report back and write me on social media and tell me how it is.
All right, thanks a lot for that question, man. All right, next up, what's your name?
Emma,
And what's your question?
my question is for Fiona. I was wondering how it was like, did you ever think that your character was gonna become like this? Like when you started the franchise, did you like have an idea of like, oh, is this what's gonna happen to her?
You mean like, I mean, at this point, the joke is like, next season I'll be like a head in a jar.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? No, I mean, the deal is like, it was such a good scene when it was pitched to me to have the way I lost my limbs that we were like, we have to do that. But it was such an annoying decision because I'm so expensive. But it's fun, you know? It's, yeah. What was the question? I forget.
Like, did you ever like picture that it would go this far?
Yeah, it was. It's fine. I'm impressed at her, fortitude attitude. She's really lost it all, you know? Yeah.
I'm so glad that you're in the season 2. I thought that you weren't going to be in it.
Thank you, I appreciate
And
it.
I was like, no. But okay, I love you too. I love you guys.
Thank you, Emma.
Thank you. All right, next up, you feel free to bend the mic down if you need to. What is your name?
My name's Angel, and I'm like a big fan. I've watched Chucky ever since I was like a kid, so I have to sneak out and watch it. So, my question is, did you prefer playing as Nika or Chucky?
Ooh, good question. It's not, I hate complicated answers, but my answer is complicated. Nika feels like my own. Playing Charles Lee Ray feels really fucking weird. I'm probably more insecure about Charles Lee Ray. However, of the roles that I'm cast in, I've probably played more villains or people who are like wronged and need revenge than any other thing. And I'd say broadly, I prefer living in that space than the person who's just fighting to survive. I find it kind of more intellectually interesting. Was that an answer? I answered kind of, okay.
Thank you so much.
I love your outfit, you look amazing. It's like ballerina Chucky.
Hey, real quick, we have a lot of people in the line, so whoever's in the last person in the line right now, you, sir, if anybody comes and tries to get in the line behind you, you get to drop an elbow on them, figuratively, of course, because you're going to be the cutoff at the end of the line.
You gave the saxophone guy like 4 songs.
Yeah.
We're cutting the line off.
Well, you know what's going to take a while? It's going to take a while.
Also, Devin and I are right there, so we're just like inside the concert.
Yeah, I actually couldn't make it happen, but I actually asked for baby oil in a tank top.
She was like,
Well, I believe.
He still got it.
He does.
Yeah.
He absolutely does. All right.
was he shirtless? Did you see it?
No, he had a tank top and he had the.
He did it.
outfit.
Oh, man.
Lost Boys.
Yeah.
We're still oiled up. Every part that was exposed was definitely oiled up.
We're all oiled up all the time. Right now.
That being said, what's your name?
Hi, my name's Brooklyn.
And what's your question, Brooklyn?
You do?
Yeah. Wait, did we just meet Brooklyn?
I don't think so.
Is there another Brooklyn with a bloody shirt? That's not true.
I don't know. But my question's for Fiona. How does it feel to have your dad be a part of some of the best franchises of all time, like Chucky and Lord of the Rings?
Well, that's not a leading question. It's cool. I mean, I don't know. It's cool. He's a cool, weird guy. He can't watch 1 second of horror. He gets way too scared and walks out of the room. He can't watch even movies where people cheat on each other because he's like, it's too. He's like, my dad is the biggest innocent of all time. So that he's this like iconic killer is like wonderfully ironic. Yeah, it's cool, man. Again, it was the coolest thing about me in high school. And here I am, still capitalizing on it, you know what I mean?
Okay, thank you guys.
All right, thank you.
Also, are you fucking with me? Is there really another Brooklyn?
Probably, I don't know.
All right, I'm gonna figure you out.
Just nod and say, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't tell you about the cat, Brooklyn?
No.
All right, moving on.
Say, she's taking this in stride. She's handling this interrogation well, but she is under the spotlight right now.
Yeah, you
You're doing
are.
a good job.
Thank you, Brooklyn.
Thanks, Brooklyn.
All right, next up, what's your name?
Hi, I'm Nicole.
Nicole, what's your question?
Well, first I want to thank Devin for setting really high expectations for me as a child, you know, with Casper. So like all of our childhood crushes in the 90s, we were all like, oh, this is going to be amazing when we have our first dance. Damn, this sucks. For adult me, thank you for making Black Friday for anyone who has had to work retail hell.
Bruce,
That was
I did it.
excellent.
Bruce Campbell is like that. I I finally got to tell Bruce Campbell that I completely ripped him off for Idle Hands. Idle Hands was called something completely different, and it was just one scene where my hand got possessed. But I was such a huge Bruce Campbell fan, and we used to like get on the trampoline and like drag ourselves around by our hand. I went into Sony like at 18 years old, and then I was fearless. And I started like banging myself into walls and throwing myself over tables, and Idle Hands became what Idle Hands is, and it was all because of Bruce. So I got to tell him, and I was like, Bruce, I stole everything from you, and here I am. So anyway, sorry.
No, it's okay. My question is for both of you, actually. So, you know, we're all horror fans, and you kind of touched on it a little bit, Fiona, but, you know, what's the scariest part when you get to be an adult and become one of your parents?
That was the scariest part. Yeah.
There's literally commercials about this when you become your parents.
And you like can't get his face off you know what I mean? It's like stuck, it's glued. Yeah, that was by far the scariest thing. Go ahead.
Am I answering that too?
Yeah.
About being your dad?
No, that was the answer to her much more general question.
What's the more general? Say the question again.
Once you're more of an adult, you realize you start to become one of your parents. So you.
I'm a dad now, and I haven't had the ability to. You know what? There was a little bit of my father in some of the characters in season 1. My father was also a mechanic, but not like that. That's next level.
Do you guys notice when you get kind of older, late 30s, I started to pick up mannerisms from both my mom and dad, and it feels like not intentional, like my laugh and did you pick is there any mannerisms you have from your dad?
I'm starting to say a lot of the same things, because I have kids now, and so I'm starting to say a lot of the same things that my parents would say.
Like what? Like what's the? Give us one.
I'll give you something to cry about. That's very evil. So as I'm chasing my kid with the wooden spoon. Whoever's filming, can you edit that out, please?
I was going to say, Fiona took it to a very, very dark place, and then you start beating them.
Then you start beating your children. I got really into World War I, and my dad.
This is that podcast, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
There's an amazing podcast by Don Carlin, and I was just in Gallipoli. Fucking World War I was the worst. And moving on, okay.
Thank you.
All right, thanks so much for the question. All right, hey, those of you guys in the back, if you don't want to stand up, there's still about 30, 40 chairs on this far side. I just want to make sure you guys know there are some chairs over here.
40 chairs?
Yeah, look at this. All right, what's your name? What's your question?
Hi, my name is Grace, and my question is for both of you guys. What is your favorite memory on the set of Chucky?
Favorite memory on the set of Chucky?
When I exploded, when I exploded, before that there was Chucky pukes on me and they gave us green soup. And that was one of my favorite days. It's all so much fun. It's all like to walk on set and see the Chucky doll for the first time was kind of iconic feeling. There hasn't really been any bad days. It's all been kind of surreal. I hope the job never ends, to tell you the truth, because it's like going to summer camp. It's buckets of blood and puppets and we're, it's a lot of fun.
That's awesome. I have one. I don't know if this is going to make a great story, but I wasn't in it. I went to go visit set, and it was the climax of season 1. And Chucky, I'm friends with the puppeteers. I've known him for like 12 years. But Chucky gets a lot of takes. Like nobody else gets a quarter of the amount of fucking takes that Chucky gets. But he can often look, he's either scary or constipated. And there's like this, and sometimes the laughter, there was just like an eruption of laughter of Chucky just looking like he needed to poop. Through many of these takes. And anyway, it was just really fun. It's just so fun. I hope everyone everyone here gets to make a Chucky movie too, because they're really fun to make.
One of the things on set that I had to learn really quick is that Chuck, the name of the show is Chucky. Okay, he's the star, even though it's a plastic, the puppeteer, whatever. You'll be doing I was doing this one scene where I was drunk and like it took me, I was getting into it and I was, being in character and there's tears and whatever. But in the middle of the scene, they yelled cut. And I was like, oh shit, what happened? And someone came in and they just had to fix Chucky's hair. It had to be combed, and it was like this thing, and they, okay, you're good to go again. And it's like, so you have to get really used to the star being, that's kind of where my online feud kind of started. I realized it was like he really is, even though it's not a real thing, it's a diva, and he's the star of the show, and so there's constantly, has to be turned into his light, and the hair has to, there's a person that comes in and fluffs his hair over, and it's really kind of
Yeah, he runs
humbling.
the show, man. Yeah, none of us really matter. It's true. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for the question. All right, next up, what's your name? What's your question?
I know all of these people.
I'm Isabella, and I have a question for both of you. What is it like working with Jennifer Tilly?
I haven't done much work with her. I did one scene, and I remember that day being a lot of energy. She's electric and movement, and it's a lot of energy. It's a lot of fun, bubbly energy.
Yeah. Jennifer's exactly what you want to be. She's like enjoying life, man.
Yeah, she's exactly what you expect her to be. All that stuff you see of her, that's kind of like not the stuff on the show, but like she just.
She's cool. She's like down. She's like, yeah. She's kind of down. She's both on her own planet and down to earth. I actually really, really like her, which is great because I have to make out with her all the time, over and over again. But no, she's you never know what you're gonna get. She keeps you on your toes. I like kissing her.
Not a bad thing. I did it too. It was nice. I nicknamed her Soft Lips Tilly.
We knew it.
Yeah.
We knew it.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. All right, next up, what's your name? What's your question, my man?
My name is Jason. My question is for Fiona. Which character or person were you channeling when you were doing the accent for Bart and Dirk Gently? Because she sounded like a grandma from New Jersey who smoked a pack of Marlboros a day.
Man, if you actually, you're right, there was a New Jersey grandmother that smokes a pack of Marlboros. How did you know?
Yeah. Why, was your grandmother from New Jersey? She smoked a pack of Oh, great, I was channeling your grandmothers. I don't know where the fuck that voice came from. I don't know, that's my favorite character I've ever played. I don't know where it came from. But Don Mancini gives me shit because sometimes he thinks that my Charles Lee Ray sounds like Bart. He's like, you're doing Bart.
What show is this?
This was a show called Dirk Gently. You didn't watch all my stuff?
There's so much that I'm only halfway.
I was in Idle Hands. You didn't see me?
I was a star. I saw nobody else.
I think what was cool about Bart is I've never seen a character like that written ever, and so it took me a long time to come up with it, but
Thank you.
it was your grandmother, is my point.
Thank you.
Tell her thank you.
Oh my goodness, wow. All right, next up, what's your name? What's your question?
Hi, I'm Jill. My question's for Fiona. We haven't met.
Yeah, I know, everyone's fucking with me. I've met all of you guys.
Brooklyn from...
Yeah.
Yeah, Brooklyn.
Did you change your shirt?
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
Yeah.
Also, I had met Brooklyn, but it's like, remember
Brooklyn
to move
over
on.
there, you're off the hook. You're off the hook.
Brooklyn went and sat down. I really did beat her.
I did hear you say something about a cat named Brooklyn, so I can confirm
My dad's
that
cat
happened.
named Brooklyn. But anyway, moving on. Okay, hi Jill. I know we know each other.
No, we don't. But okay. First off, just the physicality, like especially in Bart, is just amazing. It's always so fun to watch. But my question is actually, so I work for my dad sometimes. I do work with my dad, and it's fun, but also sometimes kind of weird because you're trying to be professional, and you're like not sure if you should call him, dad or not. And sometimes he's, doing a annoying dad stuff and you're trying to be cool. What's it like, just like the mundane aspects of that?
Well, I'll start with an embarrassing anecdote because I can't help myself. So I'm 41 and I still call him daddy. Does anybody have that problem? It's just like I've been calling him that my whole life, and sometimes I'm like, this is in public. It's very weird. But it's just like, anyway, so that's weird. I try to not do that. I think that sometimes people are scared of my dad. Is that true? So oftentimes people like can't get a hold of him and stuff. So I'm like this intermediary, because my dad, you can't call him. I can barely call him, and so I'm like his keeper sometimes. And then otherwise, it's wonderful. I have a really good relationship with him. I lost my mom, so he's like my main family, and he makes me come home for Christmas no matter where I am, which is really annoying sometimes.
I'll treasure that. That's so sweet.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Is your dad cool?
He might see this.
Yes, your dad is amazing. Yes.
My dad's
He's great.
Yeah, my dad's cool. Thank you.
And Dad, if you didn't hear that, she said that you are the best dad ever. I heard her say that with my own 2 ears. All right, how you doing, man? What's your name? What's your question?
Hi, I'm Tim, and my question is for our president.
Hello.
And I just wanted to know, you already answered this a little bit, but do you have any anecdotes working with Bruce Campbell on Black Friday, or with anything in Black Friday in general?
Bruce Campbell is a lot like Jennifer. He's like the male Jennifer Tilly. He's the same. He's kind of, he's what you would expect Bruce Campbell to be like. He's always on. He's always, he's great. He's great to work with. It was a lot of fun. What's that?
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
You look great, by the way.
Yeah, it's a great Bruce
Killing
Campbell.
it. Yeah, it's Bruce Campbell, right?
Yes, it's from Ash. Ash and the Evil Dead, right?
I tested for that pilot, and they didn't pick me.
You went for Ash vs. Evil Dead?
So you went for Ash? You were trying to be Ash?
It was the girl.
No, I know.
Oh, yeah, it was Bruce Campbell. It was like me or Bruce Campbell, and then they chose him.
They went with Bruce Campbell for Bruce Campbell.
Yeah, I know. I was like so uncreative.
Thanks a lot, man. All right, almost to the end of the line. Oh, what's going on, Mr. Freddy Krueger? You can bend that mic down. You can bend the mic down, Steve. What's your name?
He's just gonna like freestyle right
What's
now.
your name and what's your question?
See, I got a rap for you.
What'd you say your name was?
My name is Zane.
Zane? What's your question, Zane?
For Fiona.
Okay.
What age did she learn to do the Chucky laugh at?
Fiona, what age did you learn to do the Chucky laugh
You
at?
want to know a secret, Zane? It's my actual laugh. I just have like a witch's cackle in real life. That's really loud. That's the deal. Do you have a good laugh, Zane? Do you have a cackle?
Can you do a Chucky laugh? Can we hear a Chucky laugh? Or not today?
No.
Next time? All right.
Yeah. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry
Hey,
about
Zane,
it.
it's all good. Zane, it's all good, man. Thank you so much for the question. You rock, man. Thank you for coming out.
Thanks, Zane.
You're awesome. Everybody give a big round of applause for Zane. Zane, you are the man.
Thanks, guys.
Nice shirt.
All right, what's your name? What is your question?
My name's Levi. Questions for both of you. Just kind of, I know you've done a lot of acting on camera, and I was wondering if you ever thought about doing behind camera, like directing or just anything else besides specifically acting, but still to do with movies.
I want to direct something so bad. The trouble is, it's scary, but also kind of expensive. But yes, I definitely want to do that. And I've written so many bad things.
Yeah, I would love to direct one day too. I just don't want. I don't want to direct the wrong thing first. Like I'm sure I could probably go out and find something to direct that would be like Leprechaun 6 or like. Not that Leprechaun 6 is bad, but I would want to direct something that I really want, that I'm really inspired by, or you know. They went into Sony. Somebody went into Sony and pitched an Idle Hands 2, but we haven't recouped the money for Idle Hands 1 yet. So once we do that, we'll work on 2. It's been 20-something years. We're almost there.
Coming, yeah.
All right, thanks a lot for that. All right, this is going to be the last question. Spooky Ghost snuck up into the back of the line. We're going to give you the last question. Make it amazing. What's your name?
Brooke Starr.
Brooke Starr.
Yes.
And Brooke Starr, what's your question?
So I'm Casper. So I guess we now know who my question's going to be directed to.
Okay.
We're from Savannah, Georgia.
I love it there. I haven't been back there since now and then, but
You just answered my question.
well, I want to go back so bad, but I also want to remember it the same way I remembered it in '94. It was just the most magical place ever. The downtown, the little squares and the moss trees and all the old houses. It was just the most magical place.
It's still magical, so you're
Oh,
welcome
I'm
to come
so
back
happy to hear that.
South Georgia anytime.
Awesome. Thanks for your question.
Alrighty, well, we've run out of time here, but like she said, and like Devon said, their tables are right back there, and I know that when you guys get a chance today, you're going to run back there, and you're going to get some picture ops with them, some signatures for them. You're going to help Devon to pay off Idle Hands, right?
Yes. Idle Hands too.
All right, so here's how this is going to end, okay? Here's how this is going to end, because I'm pretty sure that most of the people that are in a seat right now are not going to want to leave their seat. So our cameraman is right over here. You guys are going to give them a big round of applause. We're all going to turn, and the cameraman's going to get a picture for the website of us, and you guys get to do whatever stupid stuff you want to do behind us. Just make it look like you're having the most fun you've ever had in the history of the world, okay? Most fun like you've